Since our last film, just over a year ago, I never expected the response it would receive. It's now had hundreds of thousands of views, raising awareness far beyond anything I ever imagined. Messages came from all over the world, from carers, families, professionals, from celebrities, people living with Huntington's, and people who'd never even heard of it before. Many said the same thing. Thank you for showing us what Huntington's really does to a family. I never set out to become a voice for anything. I just simply wanted to tell our story, to show the reality of what this disease does behind closed doors, the things families quietly carry every single day. And what surprised me the most was who reached out. 2 neurologists contacted me and asked to use the film in their lectures for junior doctors, not to explain Huntington's medically, but to show the human side of it, the side that no textbook can ever teach. Then came something completely unexpected. Dr. Hilary Jones.
GPs won't see many people with Huntington's disease, and in the early stages the symptoms are...
He invited me onto his podcast. He was so kind, compassionate. He genuinely listened. For the first time in a long time, I felt heard. Like somebody truly understood what families like ours are carrying every day. And in the middle of all this, life still gave us hope. Our granddaughter, Ruby, is now 13 months old, and our grandson, Bo, he's 8 months old. He surprised us by arriving early, but both are full of smiles and happy and healthy. Thanks to genetic testing and IVF, both are free from Huntington's. For the first time in our family, there's real hope for the next generation. 2 little miracles we never knew we needed. Watching our boys become dads has been emotional in ways I can't really put into words, other than pride, joy, hope, and a reminder of why we keep fighting. Because for Ruby and Bo, Huntington's ends with them. And after the film, more messages kept arriving. People saying our story helped them feel less alone, that it gave them strength, that it helped family members understand Huntington's just a little bit better. And honestly, that means everything. Because this film was never about us. It was never about asking people to feel sorry for our family. It was about awareness and helping people understand what Huntington's disease really looks like. Because there are families further along this journey than we are. Families facing challenges we haven't even reached yet. And if sharing our story shines even a small light on theirs, if it helps somebody feel seen, understood, or gives them strength to keep going, then every difficult conversation has been worth it. Then came something I never expected, a letter from Sir David Jason. He praised the puppets featured in the film, but what meant the most to me was his recognition of how difficult it must have been for me to tell our story. Those words, they'll stay with me. But while messages arrived from around the world, one voice remained silent: the Huntington's Disease Association. They saw every post. They were tagged in every update. They saw the conversations the film was creating. They saw the awareness it was raising. And despite all of that, there was no response. Not a comment, not a message, not even an acknowledgement. And when you're already fighting something this brutal, silence speaks loudly. Because awareness only matters if people are willing to stand beside it. And sometimes the people you expect to care the most are the ones who say nothing at all. Because while the world was watching our film, Sarah's fight never stopped. In many ways, it has become harder. Sarah now weighs less than 40 kilos. Since our last film, she's now spoon-fed. She's on supplements to try and keep her weight on, but Huntington's keeps taking more. Most days she spends on the sofa, watching Only Fools and Horses or catching up on soaps. It's a comfort for her, it's her escape. But the reality is, Huntington's disease has made our world very small. We don't really go out anymore, and Sarah can't be left alone. And friends have become strangers, and some strangers have become friends. One person was so moved by our story, he even made a film about me making my film. But one of the hardest things Huntington's has taken is Sarah's speech. Some days it's difficult to understand what she's trying to say. You find yourself filling in the gaps and hoping you've understood correctly. That's heartbreaking. Because the person you love is still there. The disease, it keeps taking pieces. Day and night, I'm here. Husband, carer, nurse, whatever the day needs me to be. The puppets are still here too. I haven't made many this year. Life has simply needed me elsewhere. Right now, my focus is Sarah, and that's exactly where it needs to be. But every now and then, I still walk into this studio. It's always been my little distraction. A place where, for a little while, Huntington's isn't the only thing in the room. Eating has become one of the hardest parts of our day. Doctors call it risk feeding. But when you live it, every mouthful feels frightening. Every spoon of liquidized food, every drink, every supplement, watching, waiting, hoping she swallows it safely, knowing choking is always there in the background. And the truth is, swallowing will only continue to get harder. Quietly in the back of your mind, there's always that fear. Could the next mouthful be the one that changes everything? Our one constant through all of this has been Sarah's doctor, her neurologist, Dr. Richard Armstrong. Without him, honestly, I don't know where we'd be. He guides us through medication. He explains things nobody else seems to be able to explain, and helps us make sense of impossible situations, because Huntington's doesn't pause. In the middle of all the struggle, we finally had one piece of good news. After months of fighting surveyors, paperwork, local authorities, we finally had major adaptations made to our home. Our new extension has become the kitchen, while our old kitchen is now a downstairs wet room and toilet for Sarah. It sounds simple, but it has changed everything. Fewer dangerous journeys upstairs, less strain on her body, and for the first time in a long time, something has become a little bit easier. The builders genuinely felt like heroes to us, not because they can fix Huntington's, but because they made life a little bit safer, a little bit kinder, just a little easier. Of course, Huntington's never pauses. We know harder days will still come. And one day, Sarah may no longer manage the stairs to her bedroom at all. Another loss. Another piece of her independence taken away. And you do find yourself asking, why does somebody already carrying this much still have to fight so hard just to live with dignity? Jake and Charlie, they don't live local, but they visit when they can. And when the grandchildren arrive, they bring something Huntingtons can never take. Joy, laughter, hope. Because despite everything, it hasn't taken our love. It hasn't taken every laugh. And somehow, it hasn't taken hope. If Sarah's weight drops again, a feeding tube may become a possibility, and that brings the hardest conversation we faced yet. Because yes, a feeding tube may keep Sarah alive for longer, but with Huntington's disease, longer doesn't always mean better. The longer the disease progresses, the greater the disability becomes. So, what do you do? Do you choose more time or quality of life? How do you even begin to make that decision for the person you love most? Because when every day feels like borrowed time, you realise Huntington's doesn't force choices between easy or hard. Sometimes it asks you to choose between life and living. Our story hasn't ended. We just don't know how much time is left to tell it.